Guys, what's going on? Mike20 here. Welcome back to Minecraft. Yeah, welcome back to Minecraft. I almost said Skyrim because I was recording Skyrim before this. So in this episode, I'm going to continue the story of Argor, but we're also going to build build this down a bit as well because, as you can see, I'm running out of room a little. So this is what we're going to do, and yeah, so shall we continue the story of Argor? How big does this need to be? 5? So yeah. So yeah, welcome back to welcome back. We're going to continue the story of Argor. Now, as we ended it last episode, Argor had went to the Nether, and he caused the extinction of the pigs. All of them. Eradicated. He caused the extinction of the pigs. Which he was in the Nether. Of course, time works very, very differently within the Nether. So for him, while he was inside, it was mere days, maybe. But to those on the outside, he was inside the Nether for moons. 3 of the way in it. 1, 2, 3. He was inside the Nether for at least a month. Of course, seeing who was pretty much their savior vanish for that long, the fear that they felt, it was near indescribable. To know that this great man who protected them before is now basically gone. Of course, they didn't know that he was still alive. They was just scared. Within the Nether, and King Argor himself causing the extinction of the pigs from Nether Fortress to Nether Fortress. Every pig man he saw would meet the blade of Argor. An enchanted blade with the power of smite, something that only he had learned to do. No other being before him ever learned the power of enchanting, which of course was a major downfall on their part. And of course, eventually, after seeing what was the near extinction of the pigmen, because there was quite a few, King Argor himself didn't kill them all, but he drove them to extinction, killing so many bands of them, so many pigmen. In their fear, they ran. They ran to a place, a small biome within the Nether, known as the Basalt Deltas. The pigmen were not built to live in the Basalt Deltas. They could not hack the area. They couldn't hack its environment. It was dangerous, deadly for the pigs. So deadly, they near died, drove to extinction. The remaining few of the pigmen killed by environment of the Basalt Deltas. If there's anything that shows the care and craft of King Argor, I think it might be his care that drove him to the death of the pigmen. Eventually, the king resurfaced. Again, he wasn't a king at this point. But he resurfaced. After a while, he resurfaced. He came back. He walked through that Nether portal. Again, after a few weeks, possibly even a few months of him staying away, everybody thought that the great king had met his death. You would have to be a fool to think the king could be killed off so easily as he walked back through that nether portal. Walked back out into the mine where the people awaited the great king. He stood there. And in tremendous love, they shouted out to him for his return, telling the people what he had just done, the extinction of the pigs. They rejoiced, happy as they ever could be. The pigs have been slaughtered. The pigs have been slain. Pigmen are no more. And we can live our happy lives without the fear of the nether. Of course, King Argor warned them. The pigs were not the only thing in the nether. May have been the worst, yeah, but they were not the only ones in the nether. So don't get too cocky about that. The Council of Kalashk, those who were in charge, they met the Great King. They met the man. They said to him, "Hello, Argor. You have done us a great service. Multiple times now. Seeing this new magic upon his armor and weapons, they were intrigued. They asked him, 'What is that?' To which he replied, 'Enchantments.' Of course, they was very, very intrigued by this. So they asked of King Argor one more favor. To which Argor obliged. What is it? And can you teach it? Well, yes, Argor said. Yes, I can teach it. But, I can't promise you'll understand. And so, Argor taught the council and the village people how to enchant and what it was. Of course, he couldn't give them a demonstration because his enchanter's garb, his enchanting stuff, was at home. And so he did say to them, "I have one request, and it is a big one. This was of..." Oh, bugger, that was possibly too many. Did say to them, "I do have one request. It might be a bit much." He said, "You can, if you do so wish, refuse my request. But I feel it would be only fair." "What is it, Argor?" "I would like to be the king of Kalashk, and all that it owns." Ooh, that is quite the request, Argor. But, you know, you do deserve this. For your deeds here, for what you have done for us, for our people, teaching us the enchantments, helping the mine, and slaying the pigmen. You Argor are now the king of Kalashk. The townspeople, knowing the feats of Argor, happy to see him as a king, but a little worried to know that he may be a little tyrannical. The thought of a leader has always scared many, quite understandably so. But for King Argor, this was not that. For King Argor, this was a true honor. And two, he decided to give them the greatest life he could. He was still under the watchful eye of the council, and if the council did not like anything that King Argor did, they could overrule it. But King Argor was technically the one in charge. Now appointed the new King Argor. He sat upon a throne in the mountains of Kalashk. King Argor. Of course, again, it did not end there. He was a humble king, and a very nice one. So much so that he would often walk through the streets of Kalashk. He would entertain the people, and often throw his money towards them, buying from their shops. Many people offered him, as the king he was, "You can have this. This is yours, king. You own us. You can have this." And the king, no. "If I am to take something from your hands, it is to be paid for." Eventually, the king got married. That tends to be a thing that happens. He got married. And when he did, the people of Kalashk grew happy. They were so happy to see their great king happy. He is now a married man, a married god. Of course, there were some people, a few groups of people that were not happy with the king, anti-monarchy. Tends to be a thing that goes around, and it's unfortunate, because King Argor was a good man. He did not deserve the hate that many people gave to him. He once sent an expedition. He once sent many people to the Nether to look for minerals. He told them there is no need to be fearful of the Nether anymore. The pigmen are extinct. Only the environments are scary now. But, of course, King Argor taught them how to enchant. And what was one of those enchantments? Something called fire protection. And so, armed with fire protection, they faced the Nether and diamond pickaxes to see what they could find. And they found something indeed. A very, 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 very rare mineral. Very ancient. By studies, it is known to be one of the most ancient items. Known most commonly as Netherite. As they brought back this very rare mineral, they passed it to the king. "What is it, my lord?" Just a simple question. What is it? The king immediately knew that this was something. He saw schematics amongst the death of the pigmen when he raided their bases. He saw their schematics. Amongst their schematics was a netherite crossbow. He immediately recognized this metal as the metal that they tried to use for their weaponry. Remembering this, King Argor, of course, he worked a lot. He could have commissioned a blacksmith, but he himself wanted to try this. And try he did. As the king, for the first time ever, throughout all of existence, King Argor, the inventor of the Netherite pickaxe. King Argor, the first one to use Netherite in a creation, decided that the first creation he would use it in would be a Netherite pickaxe. His wife, Queen Hereth. His wife, Queen Hereth, was incredibly proud of this achievement and very shocked and stunned, and she said to the king, to the great king, "What will it be used for?" And the king said, "This one is a test, my love. This is a simple test. Not only to see what it was, or how to use it, how it was made, but we will use it to see what it can do." And test it they did. Because the king attempted to set it on fire, crush it, burn it, melt it, throw it in lava. But every single test, the netherite pickaxe came out unscathed. Knowing this now, seeing this now, the king knew that the netherite pickaxe, this was something special. If the king was to use netherite more often, if they could find more netherite, then this would be quite the discovery for weaponry, and it would make Kalashk the most loved place, the richest place of them all. I'm gonna leave this episode here. The Legend of King Argor is not finished, and this might be a shorter episode than last time, but the Legend of King Argor is not finished yet. There is still just a little bit more, just a little bit more to cover to the end of the Legend of King Argor, and then to the end of the Legend of the City of Kalashk. Like I said, the legend isn't finished, but this episode is. In my spare time, I'm going to brainstorm ideas for what we're going to do and build in the base, because then I can tell the story while I'm building stuff instead of just walking around. Because this episode, I feel like that's what I was doing, and I do apologize for that. But I need to, I just need to think what I'm going to do. So in my spare time after this episode, I'm just going to brainstorm ideas and see what happens. But anyways, yeah. The Legend of King Argor is not finished just yet. Soon it will be, though. I just realized these pillars are not deep slate. Those two pillars are, but these pillars are not. I'm an idiot. How long have I had this? How long have I had this base? How long have I had this part of the base for? And I've been an idiot this whole time. God. Anyways, guys. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, you guys know what to do. And guys, MineCraft here. Say goodbye. Love you guys for next time. Bye-bye.